Wook, joined by Kev the Great Went, and apparently Skoy is in the chat tonight. What's up, guys? What's up, Kev? Fun
Uh,
night to close it.
I'll take who should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for $1,000, Tim.
Yeah. All right. So I have a real quick question. We'll hit this real quick. Is there a cap as to how many people they can get in? Like, if PHiSH were to get in, would somebody have to pull out? Like, would you have to remove somebody that got in out of the class?
Well, some years there have been 8, but usually it's 7.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
They're on the 3-year plan. They're on the Dave Matthews plan. They're going to get nominated again, not get it the third time they'll get in. It'll be 6 years from now.
They should have got in way, way long time ago, and they should have got in this year. But anyway, that's not why we're here.
Is that rock and roll tonight? Is that not rock and roll tonight?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Let's get into this. Let's get into this show. Do you want to give any big opening takes, or do you want to jump right into the set list?
Oh, it's the show of the tour.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. There were moments tonight where you're like,
flubby. It was flubby.
Yeah, it was flubby as fuck. There was times where oh, I get why they're not in the Hall of Fame. That was pretty terrible. But then there's other moments where you're like, holy shit, what did they just do to me? So yeah, it was an up and down show, but overall I had a blast listening to it, and I'm pretty high on this show. I think flubs, regardless, albeit. All right, first set. I was a little bit off going into this show because I was watching a stream because somebody had told me hey, tonight's starting early, so I got in early, and my, the way I procure the webcast, somebody else is in charge of what's on it, and they were playing a show from earlier in the tower, and I didn't realize. I was like, oh shit, I'm late. So I listened to 3 songs before I realized that it wasn't this show. So I was already in a weird spot, but I felt like this open trio of having Landlady, which was cool, but then Cavern, which I was not expecting. I was expecting that to be more of a show closer, and then going back to another opener with Llama. I was all discombobulated during this opening trio, I guess to say, but it was fun, high energy. What did you think about it?
Well, 3 Nectar songs, right? Maybe the 3 best studio cuts on Nectar because, I like the studio cuts. I'm a big fan. And Nectar was their first album for Elektra. It was their first salvo into dealing with the record companies and the industry, who apparently don't let them into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Landlady, they did Punch and Landlady this tour, which is really cool. I love Landlady as an opener. Me in instrumentals, gives the band a chance to loosen up without having to sing. And then Trey takes on Cavern, flub the lyrics. This happens. One of my all-time favorites. And then the Llama with a little extra juice. Counter. Right, we should. The Llama with the extra juice, though. They squeeze a prison of limes up one there or something.
Theoretically, analytically, right? I think it all makes sense. I love instrumental openers, Buried Alive, Car Trucks Buses, Landlady. That I love. I liked Cavern and the energy in that spot, and Llama, I think, continues it on. But in execution, I would have much rather them started with Llama, hit it very hard with that, either I actually prefer the drum entrance, but the guitar entrance is cool too. Do that and then put Landlady after Cavern. I think it would have flowed a lot better and would have felt more joined than the discombobulation that it kind of was. Luckily, I felt Sand was the perfect thing to lock it all in, right? Because it kind of has that hypno oxy jam thing going. And I think from there on, it kind of brought, and not that the first 3 were bad, but it was kind of, all over the place. And then the Sand Jam kind of really locked it in and brought it all together for me.
They like playing Sand. It's the most played song in 4.0. I would put money on that 10-1. Good little jam in it, nice. But I really think that it kicked into gear. I love the beginning. It was fantastic. Sand, for me, took me out of it a little bit. I was like, Sand again. The rest of the set, no repeats. But so there you go. Lizards, though, beautiful, fantastic. But I just want to make a comment about somebody the other day was saying how you point out mistakes and things like that, but part of improvising is mistakes. And I'm like, yes, part of improvising is mistakes, but a set piece of composed music like the end of Lizards, you gotta nail it. I mean, it's one of
Yeah.
the most beautiful things in the PHiSH catalog, if not music in general. It's a simply fantastic melody. And when Trey busts a few notes, you're like,
I wouldn't even go that far with all of his compositions, right? There's a lot of compositions that I like the way that it's predominantly played, but when he, if he misses a note or if he does a variant, I'm like, okay, that's cool or whatever. It's not a big deal. But you're right, Lizards and like Divided Sky and like Slave, there's like a handful of songs where
they're
that
composed.
well, yeah, but it's not just the fact that they're composed. It's like a divine melody, right? Like it is an inspired thing that you
The
need to
Reba
have
jam.
every note and intonation the same way every time. And but that said, I mean, it didn't pull me out of it. I was still having a pretty good time.
Oh, I
at this
love
point.
it. But you want the artifact. I was just
Yeah.
commenting on the fact that I have no problem. My favorite bands are the ones that go down and fall on their face because it tells me that they're willing to give it all for their art at that moment. Hey, Stranger,
Can I go back real quick on something? Because I know something you said stood out to me, and I noticed with me, when I'm listening with like at my desk with like my notes, which I do some nights, right? Because I want to be really on top of it for everybody and have the after show, sound
but
like I know what
not
the fuck I'm talking about.
tonight.
A song like Jam in those situations doesn't necessarily resonate as well with me, right? But tonight I did it a little differently where I just had the headphones on and I was like putzing around. I was working on the other side of the basement and shit. And sand really worked for me tonight because I just felt myself like I was already on my feet and you start moving and like that like Asana gets into your being.
Muscle memory.
And I like realized I was smiling and I'm because my face started hurt and I was like, why the fuck am I smiling? And it was because the groove. So I don't know that to your point, I think it's a completely valid point, but I think it's just your mindset and how you're listening to it. If you're dancing or you're moving or whatever, it works a lot better than if you're being hyper analytical,
or even half analytical.
Pseudo
Hey,
analytical.
Stranger is a fantastic groove, and it's got such a fantastic chorus with Hey Stranger, part of it. But the rest of the lyrics are garbage, man. What are we doing with this? Just sing the chorus. It would be great, like a metersy kind of thing that just had the chorus with these neat instrumental passages in between. Because
I love it melodically. I don't really have an opinion on the lyrics, but I love the groove and I love the feel and the melody. I it didn't stand out as like a really great version or anything, but just on the song itself, I'm a fan. It's part of that like new sound, that like Oblivion. I like that. I like the evolution away from the like, what do you call the Soul series? Like
the Soul series.
Trey. He kind of moved on beyond that, evolved beyond that, and I kind of like the Hey Stranger, dude. This timber though, this was highs and lows up to this point and after this point, but this timber for me was
thing of beauty.
It was awesome.
It is. Timber is one of those songs that's so malleable. It can become anything. I heard back-to-back Timbers in 97. They did them 2 nights in a row. And one of them went into a bliss. One of them went into this dark jam. This pushed that more darker area. And the beauty of it is it's an old blues song, and it's about a mule. It's a railroad song, basically, about, an angry mule. But they own it. It's one of the brilliant things, like for me, Circus Comes to Town as an encore. It's just brilliant and works so perfect for him. And tonight, I much rather would have a timber opening a second set and opening into another song. But as a standalone thing, this is definitely the highlight of the set. No two ways about it.
Very much the highlight. And I didn't have any feeling of, it should have gone somewhere else or whatever. Like it worked in the moment for me. I love that it's and I don't know if this is true or not. This is my perception of it, but it's intricate and unique enough to where it like is really exciting, but not overly complicated or you know, too much where like they can't lock in. Like they have it in their fingers and in their limbs, right? Like that is in their blood. They have it locked in, but it's still super interesting and it gives you something different. It's not just a standard rock song. So many of their jams, like the Disease jams or the Ghost jams, they've become even Tweezer jams a lot. Like I hate to say, but so many of like their things that they've done so many times, and it's just they fall into the same things. And then like a timber comes in and it shakes it all up, and you get something entirely new. So you know, I guess as a jam vehicle, it's what I'm saying is it's a good one.
It is a good one, definitely. Joy, you're a big fan of Joy, and I would say that it has one of the best lines in a PHiSH song in the "This Is Your Song" too. It's a really brilliant line, and it really brings you into the moment with it. It's just for a cool down song, it isn't my cup of iced tea.
It is for me. I mean, I love the lyrics. This is your song too, but also the whole "We Want You to Be Happy" chorus like really resonates with me. And like the all of the like silver shimmering and all of the like, because I think of it as a different perspective. I know it's written about his sister and like and not but like my daughter, right, is a Joy. It's her middle name, but like that was when we decided to have kids. That was like the impetus for that. And so every time I hear it, I can't help but make those emotional, personal connections. But I guess
remember that
objectively,
time
it was
that
just a well-written song.
remember that time that Tom Marshall was talking to you about your kid and I interrupted?
Dude, how far we've come. Although I say we've come far, but if we hypothetically were to talk to Tom Marshall again, I could totally see you doing that shit, all still 5 years later or 4 years later. All right.
We're
Most
almost,
events
we're
aren't
almost up to
planned.
5 years. 5 years is T's birthday on Cinco de Mayo is when the first
Really?
lot was. The 5 years from the first lot, not 5 years from when we started, but
Oh, that's cool.
there you go. MEAP. It's a fantastic set closer. We need set closers. MEAP is a set closer, and I will take it any day of the week, even if I'm a little cheesed out. And this one, Fishman jumped the gun. It sounded like the tape like got eaten for a second. It was like, oh,
right. And the good. All right, I'm gonna give a good and a bad of it. Right. Like for me, the good part is with PHiSH when he fucks up, there's like a tone of humor instantly into it. Right. He doesn't take anything too seriously, and you're just like, all right, fuck it. Right. Like whereas we're sometimes when like Mike or Trey fucks up, there's like an anxiety I feel or like an awkwardness. PHiSH, it's like that was like as big of a fuck up as you could have on that song. He stayed in the wrong beat for like a whole bar, but so that was like whatever. I like that he can just be so lighthearted and easy about
fun.
it.
That is fun, though.
So much fun.
That is rock and roll. That's rock and roll.
I think it did get in their heads a little bit because I don't know that it really ever came back to where that song can be in the closer. It was fine. It certainly wasn't a train wreck. Like they recovered, but it felt, and maybe this isn't the reason. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but it felt like it took a little bit of the, spice off of it towards the end. But what are you gonna do?
There you go. Hey, it's the end of tour. Wednesday we're gonna have Fishnets, Mr. Scott Marks on. Make sure you hop into the comments with all your hot questions, and maybe we'll ask or not. Because I know most of the answers you're probably going to ask the questions because he's been on a few times. And we have New York Times best-selling author Benji Eisen joining us too. So we're going to have a wild time. We're going to go over the whole tour. Probably we'll trash the tweezer a little bit because 30 minutes. Do you remember anything from it? I don't.
I think I'm going to try to make it too, just because I really like hanging out with Benji and Scott. But I have some homework to do because I've only listened to LA so far.
I'm going to send them a list while we're commenting through the second set. What's your favorite songs from the rest of the tour? Oh, wait. Oh my God.
Hey.
Oh my God. There he is.
Hey, what's up,
Hey,
Mr. T?
what's
Mr.
up?
T.
What's up? And look, I'm next to. Hang on, this way, right? Yeah. Yep,
Hey.
yep. Art's here, and then Danielle. Yep, yep, yep,
Oh,
yep,
East
yep.
Coast Devo.
Yeah, I will, Mike. Awesome. What'd you think,
What's up,
Tim?
guys? Yeah. What a way to start. What a way to start. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Does
We're back
she know
to
she's
that.
on international television?
We're gonna get yelled at.
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna get
are.
yelled at again.
See, I can't hear you that well, but you got to let those guys know how much I miss them. Fucking great.
Tim says
seeing
hi, and he
everybody.
misses all of you. By the way.
Oh, now I can hear you well. That was good.
It's weird. He turned away and you could hear him. So yeah, the
Yeah.
first three songs fantastic. The Timber definitely a standout.
Yeah.
Wait, now I can't hear you again. What happened?
I don't know. I think it's my headphones. I don't know. I think it's my headphones.
Oh,
Yeah.
we have
Oh,
a
well.
winner.
We were just getting into the second set. You want to hang out a little
Okay.
bit?
Yeah. Go. Yeah.
All right. Well, let me finish. Well, I didn't finish what I was doing Tuesday. If you remember, we're gonna have. I've been doing a morning thing. If you remember, you can check that out. Friday, I might try to do the same thing for everybody. We'll see. But we're gonna have member hangs. So think about becoming a member and like and subscribe. All right, pull that
that's
set list up.
Oh, he froze.
Yeah, and you know what happened? We were doing the set break hang, and we missed what, half or more. We got a half or more.
Yeah, and I, you know, one of the members was like, "Hey, the show's starting. You got to go." And I was like, "Fuck, I didn't mean to miss it." But then I found out it was more, and I was like, "All right, that's fine." I love what you pointed out. Oh, I think is he back? I can't tell if he's back.
Well, I have it. Yeah, we have to put it on the 3. There he is.
Yeah.
All right.
I love what you pointed out though. Is like if you're only getting free fish, you don't want to like go on like Discord or pay for the webcast. You got Landlady and more. That was it. All right, T's out of here.
He's out of here. Well, so that You Enjoy Myself. You know, we've twice have gotten early second set You Enjoy Myself since the Deer Creek when Wave of Hope came out and said, I am a jam vehicle. So it's definitely was you know, you were like, this is going to be something special. And we got the second Yem Jam, which might be my new favorite thing.
Yeah, I love that they do that and they set it up really, really well. It's kind of cool that, you know, he sang the guitar part perfectly in key and in tune, and like they never lost the groove. You know, it's one thing to go into a real weird spacey type 2 vocal jam and then come back into the guitar and have it back into the music, but have it unrelated. But I actually like it a lot when it, you know, feels like it never lost that thread.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Yem Jam was. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Okay, it was incredible. Like that vocal jam was perfect, right? That's what we talked about with the last one was ending it with it, and this one was so fantastic. Like, and then the drums came in, and Trey was so like in there, and then that second jam was just incredible. Like what? Like. Well, how long was it? What was the total?
28.
28 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Wow. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Your voice does seem deep there.
I sound like Barry White. I love the sexy sound of a lovely lady.
All right. And you know, with Yem, you get 18 minutes of Yem. That's through the vocal jam. That's what it is. But that extra 10 minutes into the twist might be the highlight of the whole evening for me. Just it was sublime, and it goes to, we'll get into this with the Devil Falls too. What I was saying earlier about them finding new spaces, finding things that they haven't done before, even if it's just for a minute or two through all of this. And that twist was just brilliant. I mean, it was, you know, the most mature twist I feel like they've done in 4.0. Like it was really was. This is what I can be.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna run through it real quick and let you guys go, so I don't have to tie it up and wait. Let like let you guys wait for me. But real quick, Yem, that was ridiculous. That second jam, that twist jam was phenomenal coming out of Yem. Like, what a treat to get those back to back. I was like, wow, are they gonna try and shorten the set and just play a lot of jams? Because then they went into that Kill Devil Falls, and the same thing. That Kill Devil Falls explored a lot of space in there in a short amount of time, and like really went deep and had a lot of like interesting things going on before it like dropped out. I was like, okay, so now we're gonna get the slow down and have a typical set, so it wasn't gonna like like be a 4 song second set or something weird like that. So, but brilliant call with the Lifeboy because I think, and we talked about Lifeboy before, Kev. We got the Lifeboy, which I thought was great. Fun to throw that in there. 2001 dance party. Santos to close it. I could definitely. I mean, a lot of stat padding. Seeing 5 shows on this tour, I got a lot of doubles in those 5 shows. So Harley's very upset about the Fuego encore. She did not appreciate that. We thought we'd get at least 2 songs with it. We had 30 minutes to burn, and they left it 8-9 minutes on the table tonight. I want a refund. I was a little pissed about that.
Dude, that Fuego was incredible.
That Fuego was incredible, but damn it, Trey, like then if ever you needed to play a slow song first and then go into that 21-minute Fuego, now is the night to do it, right? Like give me that stupid fucking back on the the Sleeping Monkey from Seattle. Throw that in the fucking Fuego, for Christ's sake. Anyway, we'll talk about it Wednesday night with Benji and Scott Marks. It's gonna be awesome. I love you, Tim. I love you, Kevin. It's good seeing you guys, and PHiSH are awesome. Stomach tour is gonna be incredible. You guys are in for a treat because they sound amazing.
Hit me up when you get up tomorrow.
Yeah, I will. All right, love you guys.
My favorite thing about that was as he was going through his rundown, it started real low, but like his voice started to get higher, and then he was up to his normal voice, and I was like, it was awesome.
As the nitrous wore off, there we were. So anyway, I think that the jam out of Yem and the twist was the show, and the Fuego. I think if you could throw that on the side of a tape and be like, that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, I agree, and I thought the Kill Devil Falls was fucking splendid too, and really worked in this spot. You know, I think this had a cohesiveness that the beginning of this first set and the earlier nights of LA, I feel like didn't have that. This all felt, part of the same set. I mean, obviously it is, but like it had that feel to it.
Right. Kill Devil Falls, they broke out the sludge. They've been doing that. Trey's been playing with these heavier sounds and, slowing it down, which I really love because you're never getting Machine Gun Trey back. And it's slowed down to the more reggae kind of Soul Planet kind of thing. And we've evolved now to this more sludgy, darker thing. And I love that that's where we are at the moment.
Yeah, but he still plays fast. I mean, he's not like Machine Gun Trey, but like he still gets
evolved.
His fingers moving.
It's evolved.
No, I think it's an attitude thing. I think he prioritized in his older age accuracy and musicality versus just playing as many fucking notes as he can in a short period of time.
Right. It's harder to play slow.
Yeah. And musically.
Do you know
what's that?
I was going to say, do you know that Lifeboy is the most played song out of Tweezer?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I think I did know that.
I think
you actually told me on another one of these actor shows like a year ago.
I don't got much on Lifeboy. I love the
usually
song.
When I'm talking PHiSH and I was like, oh yeah, somebody told me that. It's usually you because you're the only person I talk to about all this shit. So, I'm not gonna bitch. I'm just gonna state an observation that, and I don't. It's not. I haven't checked the stats or anything. It's just something I've kind of feel, but I feel like 2001 has lost a step or 4 in the last couple of years, and I don't know, but I feel like for a very, 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 very long time it was a very consistent, super spacey, funkadelic, awesome time, and it's still fun and it's still a good time, but it just doesn't get where it used to get for me. and I don't know what
Oh,
it is.
let me throw something at you. In 24 Mexico, they did a 2001 toward the end of the set, and I said it was very one note, and you guys laughed at me and made fun of me for the next couple shows.
To be fair, we
That's
were
what
going
I'm
to laugh
talking
at you no
about.
matter what you said. So,
But that's what I'm talking about, what you just said.
yeah.
It's a shell of its former self, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. Maybe listen back to back and try to like refine my thoughts on it a little bit, because I definitely feel that about it, but I can't give you anything more objective as to why that's the case. I can tell you objectively that Santos is not a great set closer. And
I put her in timeout.
I didn't even see what she said. I love her though. I don't love her, but like she's a regular. Did she?
She's one of the people who comes on and says that we complain too much.
Oh, so
They
don't
don't
put her in
get what we're doing.
timeout.
Yeah, they don't get what we're doing.
She's been
Dude,
doing.
things have changed. Things have changed around here.
I leave and you just start fucking putting all our subscribers in
No!
timeout.
No, she isn't a subscriber.
She's been up watching this for years, bro. I remember her from like 3 years ago watching us.
All right.
Don't
Well, she'll be out of timeout soon. She can yell at me then. Yell at me in the comments, Mama girl.
I forgot what it was.
Anyway,
I think it's along the lines of like Santos is a fun song, but
Santos, you need an arena rock closer, and Santos totally checks all those boxes.
Yeah.
What do you mean I canceled your subscription, Michael? What the hell
Dude,
are you
I go
talking
away
about?
for a couple of months and you just fucking like you're kicking people out.
Fuego. I feel ripped off from Mondegreen.
Oh man.
That
Why you
Fuego
gotta
was
bring that
beautiful. That might have been my favorite thing the whole night, that Fuego. Because it was an encore and because it was so multifaceted and because they went there.
Yeah. Yes, 100%. It was perfect. I don't know. I saw somebody in the beginning of the show complaining. I guess you weren't paying attention, so you didn't put them in timeout. But they were like saying like, "Oh, I love Fuego, but not in the encore." And then like Harley was saying that I don't understand that at all. That was the perfect choice for the perfect encore to close out the tour and this run. I think it has the climax and the big epic farewell, but it also has the room and the patience and the creativity, and I mean it's it's perfect. I have zero complaints about the end of this show.
I tell you what,
about this encore.
since this was the 6th Fuego since Mondegreen, and 1/3 of them have been in the encore slot. It might be a new hood. It might be a new thing that shows up as an encore every 3rd, 4th time it's played.
It works there. I mean, it's not hood level, obviously, but
Beautiful re-entry into it.
yeah. Yeah, and it's not forced. It's not the everything's right thing, right? The re-entry works with this. It all works. That's like if we are being critical or ever have been, it's not because we don't like it. It's because they do it so well in so many other ways. And then when it doesn't work and it feels forced, you're just like, come on. But no, tonight works, so I'm not going to be critical. I thought this was a fun show. It was a fun run. I'm looking forward to listening to the other earlier shows.
We wouldn't do this if we didn't love them.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, I'm up at 3 a.m. for 12 days.
You might do it if you didn't love them.
Yeah, no way. I don't do anything that I'm not into.
Amen. That is the way to be.
All right, Mama girl, sorry about muting you. That's what we do, though. If you want to talk about it,
that's not what we do. That's what you do.
What are you talking about? We critique what's going on.
Oh, I thought you said we mute.
No.
When people are saying like fucked up shit, like shit that I don't want on the channel.
We've had incidents, yeah, definitely. All right. Yeah. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment if you're watching this later. We got all the socials. We don't get on them much, but we're all over the socials. We even have a website for what it's worth.
We got merch
And the
shit.
Discord. Oh, we have Michael will shoot me. We have a Discord, and Michael has a Discord.
Kev,
with
you feel
Dave.
I feel like you're deflated. You had such high energy all night. You're getting. I feel like the 3 a.m.s are finally catching up.
No, I'm
You
just
know,
I'm
the last 2
sad.
minutes of the last after show.
I'm sad if I misunderstood this person. That's all. I
Oh,
don't
it's
like,
all right.
you
They
know.
understand. Maybe I'm being overly optimistic. Well, anyway, I'm happy that I was able to join you on these 3 nights, and I appreciate everyone that watched. And let us know in the comments what you thought about tonight's show.
Thank you, everyone.
Later.
It does mean a lot to us.